Okay, so this is the second part of planning the detox menu, and a lot of times people say, well, what am I going to eat? What am I going to drink? And yeah, because you think like, I can't have all these things. Well, let's look at what you can have, right? First thing, okay, so this is breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then drinks, and then we're gonna go into more details here. So let's talk about the drinks first, so you know. First things first, okay, so we talked about herbal teas are great. Again, this could be pre, during, after, just herbal teas all throughout the day. Minimum, I always say, is 3 cups a day, and that would be your liver tea, okay? Another thing you could drink is smoothies. We've been talking about smoothies, having the almond milk and the rice milk with your green powder, that'd be great. Having your lemon water, we've been saying that throughout this, right? It's like you're already got that figured out, your lemon water throughout the day. And you know, a lot of times people say, well, what about just plain old water? Well, yes, you could have just plain water if you get tired of, you know, the teas and the herbs and the smoothies and all that stuff. Yes, you could have just plain water, not the problem. Now, in order to make sure you know how much liquid is going through, because sometimes people say, well, how much liquid should I really have, or how much water should I really have? And there's been this formula that's gone around about your body weight, half your body weight in ounces and all that. You know, I tried all those formulas. There's been quite a few over the years. What I've learned is your body never lies. So what that means is look in the toilet after you've urinated and look at the urine. If the urine is like a light yellow, perfect, you're spot on. If it's a dark yellow, it means you're not drinking enough or you're detoxing. Could be one or the other. If it's clear, you're drinking way too much, and it's actually a stress on your kidneys, and you don't want to go there. So you don't want to drink so much that the urine is clear. You want to drink light yellow. Okay, now what about some more stuff? You could have veggie juice. That we've been talking about as well. 1 quart a day during the 3-day intensive, 1 to 2 cups before and after, okay? And what else can you have? Soups. Let me put that up here. Your soup. So your miso soup, we talked about that. Your veggie soup, you can have that. And broth, basically, is what we're talking about. So plenty of different things for you to drink. Lots of variety. You're not going to get bored. So many times people say, I'm so bored with this. It's like, no, not on my program, because there's a lot of variety. You don't have to worry about it. All right, so let us talk about breakfast ideas, right? And what can you really have? So we're talking about papayas. We're talking about your berries. You could have pineapple. That's fine. You could have your apples. That's great. You could have, let's see, what else do I have here? Oh, pears are excellent. Grapefruit is great. Not grapes though, too high in sugar. And then you could mix this all with some raw nuts, raw seeds. Again, this is pre-cleanse, post-cleanse, or maintenance, okay? You want to have light stuff in the morning. You could have your green smoothie. Okay, remember we talked about the green smoothie. This would be a breakfast idea, along with the fruit. I find personally, you get to the point when your weight is stabilized that you're okay with just a smoothie. But when you're first getting there, you're like, I'm starving, I need to have something more. So that's when you go ahead and have the fresh fruit, and you could have the raw nuts, okay? Now you can have eggs and toast, but we're trying to get away from always the same old, and something that's cleansing, something that's still going to keep you maintained, that's feeling good, that will give you energy in the morning, okay, instead of like, you know, oatmeal and eggs and toast, same old, right? This is something else that will keep you going, okay? That's what we want. Okay, so those are breakfast ideas, and then for lunch and dinner. So lunch and dinner, we're talking about your veggies, right? Now we're talking again, your colored and your root vegetables. So even when you're eating your, you know, people say salad, and I'm like, no salad all the time. Salad is overhyped. It's too much fiber. It's very hard on your system. Once or twice a week on salads. Oh, can't believe I just said that, right? Not only once or twice a week for salads? Yeah, because it really is not, it takes work for your body to break down that cellulose. It's like chewing, and then your stomach has to get it, broken down and before it could be used, and then it goes through your colon. So many times people get gas and bloating and indigestion. People always email me and say, oh, I have digestive issues. I said, do you eat a salad every day? Oh yeah, I eat 2 salads every day. Stop the salad. And they're like, stop the salad? Yeah, stop the salad. Do steamed veggies instead. So anything from your broccoli, cabbage, asparagus, beets, carrots, everything steamed. Now that doesn't mean that the vegetable is limp and that there's like no nutrient whatsoever. It's just steaming it just a couple of minutes. And what that does, it breaks down the cellulose, that fiber, so that your body could digest it better. Plus, this is a big plus, when you're stressed out and go, and you're challenged with a health condition, when you're eating steamed vegetables, it's easier on your body and it's more nurturing, and you don't feel like you're working so hard on your digestive system. So it works in a lot of different areas. Okay, what else can you have? So here, same thing. You can have, this is now where you have your real soups with vegetables, potatoes, sweet potatoes. You could add your beans, your lentils to this. Chicken soup is fine too. It's like, oh, chicken soup, yeah, chicken soup. Before your cleanse, after your cleanse, not during. Okay, that's different. Okay, we're not talking about that. We're talking about getting you ready and then after. So having your vegetable soups with all the different kind of vegetables, from squash to zucchini to onions and all that stuff. And a lot of times people ask me, well, what can I add for flavoring? So flavoring, you could add Bragg's, called Bragg's liquid aminos. You could add a little sea salt. You could add a little bit of pepper. You could add a little turmeric. You could add any kind of seasoning that you want to. It's not a problem. Just give it enough flavor that it's like, yeah, I want to eat some. You could also add, now here's the adds that will power boost the detox and get you going even more, is watercress. If you've never had watercress, put it on your homework list. Hey, I'm going to try me some watercress this week. And then the other one is cilantro. So these are the big heavy hitters. Watercress, parsley, and cilantro. They all have very different flavors. They're all detoxifying. They all have nutrients in there that you are not used to, and just like, whoa, what was that? It's this stuff. You don't need much. You need maybe, like parsley, just a handful. So it comes in bunches, but, chop it up and take a handful and throw it in your soup. Watercress, same thing. Start out with a little on watercress and cilantro, because if you don't like it, it's going to ruin your soup. I don't like cilantro. I will do watercress and parsley. So that's where you have to kind of experiment. But go look it up. Go to your grocery store and say, yeah, I'm going to try some watercress, and what does it even look like? And you have to ask around. Every grocery store has them, but very few people know how to use it. All right, so that's the watercress nut. And then you could also add your olive oil, your coconut oil. Okay, why do you want to do that? Because you want to, and then what else? Oh, and you could add some lemon. Lemon and vegetable soup or on your meals is great. So when you're having your steamed veggies or your soup, you could add these different oils, like a tablespoon of olive oil drizzled, yum. It's like so good. And then you add a little sea salt on top, or coconut oil, or a little bit of lemon. Gives it a different flavor. So if you've never put like lemon on your vegetables, try it. It really is good. And it just gives a little bit of different tang to it instead of the same old, because sometimes vegetables are bland. A lot of times they're bland, especially in the U.S. We have the most bland vegetables in the world. I go to other countries and they're like so much flavor. And then I go here and it's just like, what did you guys do to these vegetables? There's no flavor. So you have to have a little bit of sea salt or lemon or olive oil, that kind of stuff. And then it also adds the fat. The olive oil and coconut oil adds the fat, which is great, because when you have fat and you have your proteins, you have your carbohydrates, what are you doing? You're giving your body the nutrients it needs to detox and get rid of the poison. It needs those kind of things to actually get rid of those toxins. So that's a very important point. Okay, and then let's talk about the veggies. What kind of veggies are you actually going to have? Now, I've been mentioning, of course, the carrots, yes. Beets, yes. Okay, that's beets are like the thing to cleanse yourself out. Beets could be taken raw, cooked, steamed, shredded in your vegetables. Just eat beets like every day. And when you're done with your cleanse, like every other day, just keep eating beets all the time. It's the best cleansing food out there. And then of course, do your colors. So you got, your red, see if I have more room up here. Yeah, I'll put it up here so you can see it. So your red and your red veggies, like your red cabbage, they actually have red carrots now, red arugula, your red beets, right? And then you would have also your cruciferous. So that's your broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, and broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts. The four are the cruciferous. So those you need to incorporate all the time because they're high in natural sulfur. It's great for your joints, makes you feel good, has easygoing fiber. It's not like hard fiber that's hard to break down when you cook it or when you put it in your soup, right? And then here's the big one. Here, I keep putting it over here. Okay, so onions and garlic. I mean, these are like staples in European countries, but for you guys in the U.S., make sure you're adding some onions and garlic because they have the qualities that helps your immune system. Plus, it gives it flavor. It gets the other vegetables that that little bit of something to, I don't know. If you mix a little olive oil or coconut oil, and then you saute the onions and garlic, and then you add your vegetables for your soup, it's just like the whole house smells really great, and you just have all that flavor going. Okay, so that's let me just check my list. Yeah. Oh, okay, so the next one that you could use for seasoning is cayenne. Cayenne is great seasoning on so many levels. The hot pepper, you don't need much, just a little tinge, like just a touch to get things going. The reason it's great, there was a book written by Jethro Kloss called Back to Eden. If you ever be able to pick up a copy of that, it's great. He's the guy I followed for all the herb formulas and everything I used in my clinic. And the two herbs he used all the time, every day, was lobelia and cayenne. And that's exactly what I did, and turned people around, especially if they have heart issues. My goodness, if you have any kind of circulation issues, cold hands, cold feet, any kind of heart history, cayenne. Now, a lot of times, yes, you could put it on your food. A lot of times you can't take the taste because it's like so strong, right? You could take it in capsules, like start out with one capsule with a meal, and yeah, it'll burn a little bit, right? Yeah, but if you take it with a meal, it's better. And then, increase it to 2 and then 3, just until your symptoms start to alleviate. And it does. I mean, your circulation gets going, you feel warmer, especially those of you who live in the cold and you always have cold hands, cold feet. Excellent. But here's the deal. When you're detoxing, you want the circulation to really move those toxins out. Cayenne is the perfect herb to do that. So I'm not going to talk all day just about cayenne. I love the thing. But just start out with a pinch on your food, and then if you want to ramp it up to get a really good detox effect, take it in capsule form. Start out with one with your meal. All right, we'll get into some more details about the detox menu plan in the next segment. So this segment, we're going to actually do what I taught in my clinic for many, many years. It's super simple to do. You're going to love it. It's going to get you organized. You're going to know exactly what to do for your detox and cleanse. And you're going to be like, oh my God, this is the best thing since sliced bread. Okay, so this is what I do. I get a piece of paper and I write down on top the days of the week. And on the sides, I put the breakfast, lunch, dinner, right? And then I say, okay, when am I going to do my cleanse? I'm going to do my cleanse on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that means on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is what? What? Tell me. I hear you. Yep, pre-cleanse, right. So it's your pre-cleanse. I don't hear you, but it's your pre-cleanse. So that means on the Sunday before, you're going to do what again? You're going to plan your cleanse. You're going to plan everything out. But the week before, you're actually going to order everything and make sure you have it, right? But this is by this time on this Sunday, you like, okay, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure I have all the food. So that way you have Sunday or Monday to go run out and get anything you need to as far as food-wise, right? All right, because you can't get that 2 weeks in advance. All right, so what you're going to do is that on the pre-cleanse, you're not going to have what? No, you should be saying this with me by now. No meat and no dairy, right? Okay, so what are you going to have? So for breakfast, it's going to be real simple. You could have your fresh fruit, and you can have your nuts and seeds, right? Now, if you want to have your eggs and toast, it's okay. If you want to have oatmeal, that's okay. If you want to have green smoothies only, that's okay. But what we want to make sure is that this is like a good base to start with, all right? It's very simple to do. Then you're going to have for lunch what? You're going to have your veggies and your lentils, okay? Simple, 3 days, all right? You could have a salad, yes, but we're looking to kind of switch you over to some other things. So you could have your steamed veggies, you could have veggie soup, you could have stir-fried veggies with some oil and lemon and olive oil and sea salt like we talked about already. And then you could add your lentils to it if you want a little bit of extra protein, right? So it kind of gives you a little bit of variety there with the different vegetables. And then dinner, it's going to be, now this is where if you feel like you want to have fish, I don't recommend it, but if you feel like you have to, you're going to have what? Your cod, halibut, or flounder as fish, maybe, once or twice if you feel like you have to have protein. But if you don't, then you're basically doing the same thing as lunch. You're going to have your veggie soups, you're going to have your lentils, you're going to have stir-fried, steamed, that kind of stuff. If you're going to do a salad, people, listen to me. Listen, salad, lunch only. Dinner time is not the time to have a salad because you're tired, you want something nurturing, you want something, that doesn't digest so hard, and that's the worst time to have a salad is at dinner time. And you're going to have your dinner, what time? Let's say about 6 o'clock or so, because you don't want to sit there and be digesting all night, okay? So you want to have a light dinner. So that's what you're going to do for your pre-cleanse. Pretty basic, right? It's not real complicated. And you notice I took away even the processed food, the sugar and all that. I'm not being super strict on that. The one I'm really being strict on is the no meat and no dairy, because I know those are the real bugaboos for you guys for cleansing. Those are the ones that are really harsh. And people are like, well, what about the sugar? That's a bad thing too. Yeah, I know. I understand that. But the first cleanse out, doing it my way, let's just keep it simple. So no dairy, no meat would be basic, okay? All right, and then, so now we're getting into the cleanse. So what are we going to do? So this is where, the smoothies, the green smoothies come in. Well, no, what are we starting with? First thing in the morning, lemon water, right? Yeah, you thought you'd catch me. You didn't. All right, so green smoothies is first thing in the morning, and that's across the board, okay? Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then you're going to have your drinks how often? Every 2 hours, right? So that's when you're alternating everything. You're going to have your tea, you're going to have your colon detox, okay? That's basically what you're doing. You're going right down the line, lemon water, okay? All right. Now, the difference is on Friday, Saturday, Sunday is what do you have to do in between there is your therapies. And I'm going to be teaching you guys all about that. The therapy. So these are when you're going to do your, just put therapies here for that, okay? So that's when you're going to do your coffee enemas, to your hydrotherapy, to your dry skin brushing and your stretching, all that. So it's very, very basic. But when you write it down, there's something about it that it becomes clear in your mind. Like I'm doing this for you guys and I have everything written down. I have notes because you can't, and I know the material, but you got to have it so everything is in sequential order. And it does something to your brain that you're like writing it down. You say, yes, here's my pre-cleanse, here's my actual cleanse, here's how I'm going to do it. Okay, it's all there for you so that you could see it and then it's crystal clear for you. And then you put this on the refrigerator door. That's the best place to put it, and you can see, oh yeah, at 10 o'clock I have to do this, 11 o'clock I have to do that, 12 o'clock I have to do this. It's there, okay? I will have checklists for you guys. Those of you who decide to join me on this, I will have the checklist so you can see sample menu plans, but this is about as basic as it gets. Now remember, at nighttime, this is the key part, is when you're going to do what? This is the time you do your liver flush, okay? And you're going to do it on the first night, you're going to do it on the second night, but not on the third night, because you don't have to do it on the third night, okay? That's not important. You can, but it's really not the issue. You want to just do at least 2 nights in a row. And then what are you going to do after? Same thing as the pre-cleanse, basically. No meat, no dairy. Keep it simple, people, okay? Don't have to get complicated with this at all. Just keep it simple. We could go into all kinds of details about, how do you get rid of the sugar and all that. I want to tell you something. If you have issues with sugar cravings, which a lot of you have written me and says, how do I get rid of the excess weight? And then I have sugar cravings and I'm always tired. When you do this whole program from beginning to end, guess what happens? The sugar cravings go, you lose weight or your weight stabilizes, you have more energy, you feel good, you sleep better. Everybody tells me, it's like, wow, I can't believe the changes. Like, I'm sleeping better, my skin has gotten better. And this is just like a few days. You don't think, your body can change that fast? It does. When you do it in this sequential order. So that makes sense, right? If you have this system and you work the system correctly, guess what? You get results, and that's the cool part. All right, so let's get into some more details about your cleansing in the next segment.